Welcome everybody, Ravenar here, and today we're going to talk about Braxis Holdout. But before we do that, I want to encourage you guys to check out my drafting guide. I'm going to post a link to that down below in the description. And I just want to remind you guys that the purpose of this guide is to give you guys a few quick tips and tricks that might help you be a little better at this map. But without any further ado, let's hop in. And like always, I do want to remind you guys that I do stream on Twitch, and I'm going to post a link down below in the description. Alright, because of the fact that Braxis is a 2-lane map, the priority list is going to be a little bit different on what you're going to be drafting here. But let's hop into the tier list and check it out. Alright, so for Braxis, two of the most important things here are going to be wave clear and winning top lane. So on that note, things like Gazlo, Deathwing, Rexar are all going to be very good in the solo lane, as well as even something like Chen, which does slightly better in the 1v1, will be good here. And then if you're looking at wave clear, KT, Gul'dan are both going to be very good, which is why I put them in S tier. And then you got something like a Cho'Gall, which could benefit from being in the 4-man a little bit more. We have stuff like Ragnaros, and even though I'm not a fan of picking a character with the intention of losing the Zerg wave, Molten Core plus Lava Wave are both very good defenses against the Zerg wave, as well as Sergeant Hammer can do a really good job of pushing with the Zerg wave. And then on the other side, when you look at what's not so good, Butcher and Nazebo both not so good on this map. Neither of them work very well on 2-lane maps because it's hard for both of them to stack when Butcher solely relies on kills. Nazebo, not enough minions to effectively stack. Things like Vikings as well won't be very good. Zagara used to be good on this map, but recently she's kind of fallen off a little bit. So Zag, unfortunately, not very good, even though she does have push potential. And then we have things like Genji, Tracer, Gankers are going to be the only thing that ever wants to rotate top lane. So something like a Genji or Tracer would be viable here as well to try to gank their enemy solo laner. Welcome back. Well, as you've noticed, top lane, which is going to be your solo lane, is going to be very important here. So you got to make sure that you are drafting characters that can either win the top lane, or you're drafting yourself a ganker that can help gank the enemy solo laner, because it's going to be very important that you hold that top lane for the objective. Another very important aspect of this map is going to be the wave clear. You want to make sure you have good wave clear, otherwise you're going to run the risk of getting snowballed. It's important to keep in mind that even a medium or even small Zerg wave can do a lot of damage if you don't have adequate wave clear to clear it. So you want to make sure that you are drafting yourself some wave clear when you are playing on this map. Another aspect of this map are going to be the camps. Now, unlike a lot of other maps, the camps on this map aren't actually that great. You're going to find yourself taking them during the objective phase if you find yourself having an advantage that you can send them, or after the objective phase is over, most teams will take their respective camps and try to send them. A lot of what these camps are going to be used for is just a little bit of an experience boost because of how easy they are to clear and how small the map is. It makes them a little bit less impactful. And while we're on the topic of the camps, we need to mention the boss. This is probably one of the weakest bosses in the game, and because of its location being the dead center of the map, it is very much a bait location to try to take the boss. And what I mean by that is a lot of teams will lose a game over trying to fight for the boss. In my opinion, you should only go for the boss when you have like at least 3 players on the enemy team dead. Otherwise, you're going to run the risk of getting invaded and being too weak from the damage that the boss does to you and losing the game because of it. And one last small mention I would like to say is keep an eye on the globe spawns that are on both the bot and the top of the map. If you have any heroes that have a globe quest, they have slightly more value if you can control the lane in completing that quest. So even something like Mana Addict on KT, W build on Gul'dan, both of those are going to be slightly stronger because of those globe spawns. Help those heroes stack that quest a lot easier. Alright, well that's going to be it for my quick tip guide on Braxis Holdout. Of course, if you like this video, make sure you let me know in the comments section, as well as also making sure that you subscribe, like, hit that notification button, but most importantly, have a good night everybody. Stitches does have Gorge. I mean, I feel like we just, I feel like he shouldn't have Cataclysm in. But yeah, that was, that's a dead Deathwing. So I guess we just use that to get value elsewhere.